Hi guys! Today's video is another Never Have I Ever challenge, part 2.
Shake your
This video was highly requested and you guys asked that we did a video with only viewer questions.
So this time we will be I have, never, or I have be answering your questions.
Yeah, so we didn't come up with any of these on our own. These are from our Facebook page and from one of our vlogs, a few vlogs back. I had asked, do you want me to do a question first?
Sure.
Okay. Summer Smith says, never have I ever had a paranormal experience besides the cabinet opening. Yes. Are we talking about the same thing? Like Arrowhead?
No, that was strange too.
What else happened to you?
Well, when I was a kid, I've told you this story. When I was like really young, I almost drowned. I was fishing on a dock by myself at a cabin and I fell in. And I remember just like being underwater and like looking up and not being able to do anything. And some woman pulled me out and she had like a little boy with her. And like she pulled me out and I walked back to the end of the dock. And when I turned around, like she just wasn't there. And
this story is beautiful.
To this day, I have like, I don't know what happened, whether she like
an angel
ran away or whatever happened. But it was really weird to me at the time because the lady who pulled me out of the lake was not there, and I just, I don't know. I mean, she could have ran to get help, but it was kind of, this dock on this beach where there wasn't, there wasn't woods, there wasn't buildings, there wasn't anywhere that she could have really gone. But that to me was crazy.
Yeah, I really love that story.
And then my mom whooped me for falling in the lake and getting my clothes all wet. Yeah.
Well, ours, if you've been watching us for a while, you already know about it. A few years back, we stayed in a cabin at Lake Arrowhead at, what was it called? Saddleback Lodge or something?
Something like that,
Something like that. And like a bunch of weird stuff would happen in the cabin. Like our dogs would get locked in rooms upstairs, and it was a pet-friendly cabin. And then when we went to the lobby, we were sitting down, they're like, oh, what cabin are you staying in? And we told them, they're like, oh, anything weird happened yet? And we were like, yes. They're like, yeah, it's haunted.
Yeah, I remember that being strange. Like the hair on my arms stood up. And like I said, Lola kept on like getting shut in this room upstairs, and yeah, it was just kind of weird. They said diarrhea that weekend. They said
a girl died. Diarrhea? Nice.
I did have diarrhea that whole weekend. It was terrible.
But they, like a long time ago, a girl, like the owner of the lodge's daughter, it was a fever or something.
Yeah, something awful.
It was sad.
Like a long time ago, like I mean 80 or 90 years ago.
So I was just, I wasn't scared in the cabin. I was like, oh, well, just a kid.
April King, never have I ever pooped my pants in public.
I have?
I don't know.
Are you putting up? No, are you putting up? Oh, no,
I have never. Not in public.
I don't think in public. No, I peed my pants in public, but I don't think poop.
I mean, outside of being like a.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe when I was a kid.
Child.
Maybe when I was a kid, I did.
Yeah.
But.
No, I have not.
Gary Hall asks, never have I ever forgotten an important date, like a birthday or anniversary.
All the time, if it wasn't for Facebook.
Yeah, I'm the worst with birthdays. I'm a bad friend. I feel terrible about it, but birthdays, like, aside from like immediate family
Facebook,
like you,
there's a good chance I won't remember your birthday.
But I've totally been in situations where my friends are like, Nikki, like, you know when my birthday is, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, like of course I know when your birthday is. And then I go on Facebook and I'm like, oh, it's like April blah blah blah, and I feel so bad about it, but it's just the numbers, they get like mixed up in my head.
To remember.
Life has a lot of days that you have to remember. It really does. So I'm sorry if I forget. It doesn't mean that I don't love you, because I do, but it's just so hard for me to remember. I have memory problems anyway.
Janine Wild said, never have I ever blacked out at a party.
I'd be lying if I said it was only once. I was kind of a party girl. I mean, I still like to go out, but I'm definitely like not as bad as I was in my early 20s. But yeah, I mean, I've never done anything like bad. It was just, you know, the next day people have been like, Nikki, do you remember when you said like blah blah blah? I'm like, no, or you did blah blah blah, and I'm like, but
walked through the screen door.
Yeah, but I've done that. I've walked through
I
the screen
woke up
door.
in a church parking lot once in college. It's pretty close to my house, and I almost made it.
Maria Diaz asks, never have I ever tried to learn another language.
I've tried, but I've never succeeded.
So you say I have never. So meine Mutter kommt aus Deutschland, so doch ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen. Hable un poco español.
Tu madre muy muy grande. That's all I know. That got me kicked out of Spanish class.
Me llamo es Nikki, donde Minnesota.
Una cerveza, por favor.
Uno vino tinto, por favor. So yeah, it's always
I know no other languages.
No, I can pick up languages pretty quickly. I just need to sit down and do it. So that's a goal of mine. I'd like to teach myself more languages, you know, just keep the brain exercising, keep on learning.
Chantal Evans says, never have I ever stepped in dog poop barefoot.
It's the worst.
Yeah, definitely have done that.
Yeah. Well, when you have as many dogs as we do, our dogs are very well trained.
I don't think I've
now.
ever stepped in our dog's dog poop barefoot. But I did, like, I jumped off a trampoline at my friend's house once, and I've landed right in like a pile of dog poop.
I can't remember exactly like whose dog it was or when, but I've definitely just gotten squished right between the toes, and you gotta take a hose to it, and it's just awful. It's just like...
I'm sure I probably have stepped in our dog's poop once or twice, but...
Yeah.
It just happens.
It happens sometimes as pet owners. Jessie Leverton asks, never have I ever kissed someone of the same sex. I have. Again, like when you're a young girl, like, and hanging out, you do that sometimes. By young girl, I mean like, you know, college days. You just kiss. I kissed April a ton. You just like, you do that when you hang out. It's like stop. You know, it's not like we want to date each other, but you're just friends. Sometimes friends kiss each other.
Yes. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Vasha Rampersad asks, never have I ever broken into a friend's house and not told them.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
My friend Brent. I actually never have really told anybody this story ever.
He just helped us move into our house.
Yeah, well, it was his parents' house, but I was babysitting his dog when he was out of town on a road trip for like 2 weeks, and the dog just one day like was not in my house, and I could not find it, and I like looked everywhere for hours and hours and hours. I mean, probably like, I think about 6 hours. And I actually like went over to his house, and I like checked all the windows and doors, and they actually had left a door open. And I went inside to like check their caller ID and their voicemail messages to see if anybody had dropped off or called about the dog, which they hadn't. And then I got home, and I was moving stuff in and out of the attic to my mom's old house, which was this door upstairs. And I went to go back up there because my mom asked me to get something, and I was taking a break from watching the dog, and I opened it, and the dog was just like sitting there on the stairs. And she walked out.
The whole time.
Yeah, she was like, this dog never barked ever, like once in like its entire life. So it just sat there waiting for me to open the door again. And I was so terrified that I lost his dog.
I bet.
Yeah, and but I also had called his house a bunch of times. I don't know why no one was there, so I deleted all the me calling on the caller ID.
Iona Andrea Gioroi, sorry if I totally butchered your name, says, never have I ever wanted to quit YouTube for a second.
No,
Never. I mean,
I don't think so.
I just I'm gonna be totally honest. I mean, I love, like, this is the best job ever. I love that I'm able to work and stay home with my kid at the same time, so I can be with her and I have the best of both worlds. Like, that is such an incredible blessing. But yeah, I mean, there have been times where, like, mean comments have gotten to me. Not so much now. I'd say things are more positive now, but like when I was younger, again, when we first started out, like, it was hard to be 21 years old on the internet and having people call you fat and ugly, like, so that, yeah, I mean, it was just hard for a young girl. John doesn't understand that.
Don't care.
Type of stuff, but
I've been fired like 14 times in my life. I've had like 20 jobs that I've hated. I got fired from 2 different jobs on the same day once, and I love being my own boss, owning our own company and working the schedule that I want to work. And yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, so no, I just haven't.
Yeah, I mean, now, you know, I love it. I think it's a maturity thing too. Like, as you age, it's just kind of like rolls off you a little bit more, and you're like, well, you know what? Too bad. Think whatever you want. Like, I'm me, whatever, and own it and love it.
Linda Gabbert asks, never have I ever bought something expensive without telling you.
Well, I feel, yeah, I'm sure you have. You do that all the time. John's a little more frivolous with money than I am. I'm always like, I don't know. I feel guilty spending a lot of money, and
but you also spend money like on your hair and your nails and things like that, and in my opinion that is very expensive.
It is expensive,
but I feel like I should be able to treat myself to getting my equivalent of my hair done, maybe i.e. new golf club, or the nails, fishing lures.
Your nails? You want to go get your nails done? I think you'd like to get a mani-pedi with me.
I get fishing lures.
But it also is like, you know, we have a very visual job, so it's not just
so fishing lures are important.
Myself.
That's what you're trying to tell me.
So fishing lures are important.
Yeah.
Jack Dawson says, never have I ever butt dialed someone before.
I butt dialed you, I think, a couple weeks ago, and left like a 5-minute long message.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it was more with phones before, like, they locked. Remember? Like, the phones we had in high school?
They don't lock, and then they like jiggle around and they call somebody.
I remember I butt dialed this girl I went to high school with, and the next day she was like, Nikki, you butt dialed me, and left like an hour-long voice message on my home phone. And I'm like, oh, sorry. She's like, I heard your entire conversation with you in the car. I'm like, oh, whoops.
Funny. Doug Dickerson says, never have I ever thought about having another child. I'm just glad I don't have another child that I don't know about.
What? What?
No, it's something I kind of recently have been thinking about.
I've definitely thought about it.
Getting another one of those little suckers.
You know, I've said this so many times. My delivery was tough, so I haven't been in a huge rush to have another one. Plus, we didn't have our own place before. We were always renting, and
we got more than enough space to have more kids.
Yeah, and I think about Iris having a built-in best friend for the rest of her life.
Iris wants a brother or a sister.
Yeah, she's been saying that lately. So I don't know how soon it'll happen. I think we might need to get settled a little bit first, but definitely thought about it. Jack Dawson left a bunch of questions. I like this one too. Never have I ever picked a wedgie in public and tried to be discreet about it. I'm sure I have. I
would only say I have never, because I don't know about the discreetness part.
Well, yeah.
We're getting that out of there.
I don't know how discreet it can be.
Probably.
I probably like tried to go around a corner or something and just been like, eh.
Anirua Duslia, I think. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. Never have I ever gotten sick in public.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All the time.
Well,
for one reason or another.
You have the weakest stomach.
No, I don't. I just like to puke.
Okay,
It's not
that
I don't like it. It's that I have no problem puking anywhere, anytime. Whether it be
what a weird weird
in a trash
thing to
can
say.
or on somebody's lap, I will.
You puked on someone's lap?
I've puked on like 3 people's laps.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Like recently?
One time in college, I was in the back seat of a car, and this is pretty funny. I was just like walking down the side of the road, like home, and somebody, like my friend, pulled me over, and I was like, "Hey, I'll give you a ride home. Hop in the back." So I hopped in the back, and there was this other kid in the back that I knew, and he was talking about like how nice his brand new Tommy Hilfiger jeans were, and I was a little bit out of it, and I was just like, "Oh, cool jeans." And I puked all over him, and he was like, "Oh man, my Tommy Hilfiger jeans."
We sound like a bunch of winners when we do Never Have I Ever challenges.
That was when I was probably
what?
close to 21 when I lived in Colorado. So,
yeah.
Wild times.
I mean, I've had like the flu before, and I think, you know, I puked on the bus, like ride home from school.
Oh, I've puked on a lot of buses, school buses.
But the good...
Puked in my grandpa's car.
Well, the good thing about buses, though, is if you puke on the school bus, you get to go home first.
Kinda.
They would always bring me home first if I puked.
Really?
Yeah.
And I didn't get that treatment. I've puked. I got, as soon as I got
because they're just used to it. There's like, oh, there's John puking again.
Yeah, I puked a lot of places. And I can, like, I'm pretty good at projectile vomiting.
Ew.
So this gets pretty bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
on
guys,
that note,
that's all we have time for today. I hope you enjoyed this Never Have I Ever challenge video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. These are really fun to film, actually.
Leaving questions.
We learn a lot about each other, and
Yeah.
we grow closer. Dimple. Anyway, please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, and always remember that I love you, and stay tuned for more vlogs. Mwah.
Puked in an Uber on the way home from VidCon.